I own a lot of cameras. In this video, I'm going to talk about my favorite travel camera for personal use for stills and video that I've used in 2021. And it's none of these cameras. My favorite camera of 2021 for traveling is the Samsung S21 Ultra. The S21 Ultra isn't a cheap device. When I purchased this in early 2021, it was about $1,000. I think it went for more than that at the very beginning when it was first released, but I had purchased it on a sale, I think before spring. And I just started to use it not as a phone, but as a travel camera and media consumption device. That's what I was going to experiment with it because it was a bit of money, and it was either this or an iPad. That was my choice, and I chose this instead just to see what it was like for 30 days, and then I ended up keeping it. I'm shooting this video right now on an iPhone 13 Pro in 4K 60p. The majority of this video is just going to be footage that I've taken of me traveling around with this camera or phone. But before I get into just the montage of video clips, I want to talk about the cameras on here. So I have this in a very generic case. This case wasn't that expensive. I'll put a link to this case below. But in this case, you can cover up the front the lenses here, and then you can just slide it open so that you can have the lenses. I also have a protector on there. On the iPhones, when you really want to utilize the maximum video and stills capabilities, you have to get third-party apps, and some of them, the good ones, you have to pay for. I have Filmic Pro, for example, and that's a really great video app, but it's really involves you to manually dial everything in. What I was looking for in a mobile video camera is something that is native to the phone and has the ability to do manual control, but really is just great on fully automatic, which is the iPhone. But the iPhone, if I wanted to use manual control, I would have to download a third-party app. There are 5 cameras on here. There's the front-facing camera right here, and this is a 40 megapixel f2.2, about a 26 millimeter wide angle. And in the video modes, all the way down here, this is the ultra wide. The ultra wide is a 12 megapixel f2.2. It's a 13 millimeter ultra wide angle lens. And then the next one up, this is the regular wide angle. This is the highest quality camera sensor. It's a 108 megapixel sensor at f1.8, which is the best in low light. And it's a 24 millimeter equivalent. And then the next one up is their standard telephoto, which is a 72 millimeter at f2.4. The next one is the standard telephoto. It's a 10 megapixel sensor. It's f2.4. It's a 72 millimeter focal length, and it's a smaller sensor, but it's a really good telephoto lens. And then the next one is unique to the Samsung, and that's this telephoto, which they call like the periscope telephoto, I believe. This is also a 10 megapixel sensor. It stops down though to an f4.9. So this one isn't good in low light, but outdoors when you want to shoot very far, this is amazing. And it's a 10 times optical zoom. So the reason why I like it is so you have all this, and it's really easy to switch. You can switch frame rates. You can go to frame sizes. When you hit the more button, you can get into some specialty features like slow motion, time lapse. What I use this mostly for when I go to the more button is the pro mode for the camera and the pro mode for the video when I want to do pro. The majority of the footage that you're going to see later is all mostly automatic, but I can go into pro mode here. And then in pro video mode, you have all of your manual control just over here. You can dial everything in, which is pretty awesome. Shutter speed, your f-stop, your white balance, your ISO. You can also change microphones, and here's your microphone, your mic levels. There is a USB-C, and I do have a USB-C I bought this one. This one isn't from Samsung. This is just a third party. I have this USB-C to audio cable, 3.5 audio cable, and I wanted to use it with my some shotgun mics and from lavaliers, but I noticed that whenever I used, I guess this adapter, maybe there's other adapters that doesn't do this, but I use this adapter and there was a heavy, very heavy compression and some limiting. So I think they did that. Samsung does this to limit the audio noise. So that noise reduction, whatever was going on, I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. So I just don't use any external mics on here. The mics on the Samsung are amazing. And that's what I did. I just can control it this way, and I love this. I absolutely love how easy this is to navigate. So if, let's say I want to go back and I go into, here's the regular mode, the regular native. The one thing that I don't like about going into the pro modes, and this is my only complaint really with the Samsung, is that once you go into the pro mode, you only have two lens options. You only have this one looks like the 108 megapixel, the 24 millimeter, and you have the 13 millimeter wide angle. You don't have the telephoto lenses, which I guess is fine. And you also can't do selfie. There's no selfie mode in pro mode. That goes for the camera and for the video. So I don't like that part, but that's the only thing I don't like about this. And I'm sure there's third-party apps, Android apps that you could download that will give you those capabilities of manual control and have the front-facing camera. But I don't want to use extra apps. I just want it native. And this is so easy to use. I've been very happy with it. And I never thought this would be my ideal travel camera. The battery life on the S21 is one of the best battery lives in all the mobile phones right now. And if I needed more battery power, I just bought this extra battery pack here. This one's quite big. It's I think the same size. Yeah, it's about the same size as the phone. But this one, the reason why I got this one is that it offers multiple charging. So like I said, I'm shooting this on my iPhone, and this has the wires built into the charger, which I like. I prefer that. So here is just the mini. It's a micro USB. This side there's the lightning to charge my iPhone, and then there is the USB-C. So you have three ways. You can charge different devices, I think at the same time. And so if I run out of juice with this, because I traveled with this, I would bust out this, but I actually never ended up using this battery pack when I was traveling. It ended up having a lot of battery life. I shot for a whole day at Disneyland with this. And the other cool thing about this is you can charge through the USB micro, but you can also just plug it in to the wall and have it charge pretty fast. And then in a pinch, if you don't have your iPhone charger with you, you can plug this into the wall and charge your devices and have this be, the charger to charge all of the devices. So I've been pleasantly surprised with the Samsung S21. It was an expense. I don't think a lot of people would get another phone and not use it as a phone and only use it as a camera and as a media device. I want to say there's other people that do this, but I don't think a lot of people do that. But I did that, and this whole summer I was traveling with this as my main travel camera. Had a lot of fun, and now here are all the video clips.
to the high society of fitness.
I don't know, we're right now. Please stay forward in the back of your seat. The shield will be lowered
While you're in pretty country, you might want to grab a paddle and try your hand at exploring the news. You can work up a real good sweat rowing one of those around the river. Me, I'll take the comfort of the Mark Twain riverboat any day.